And in other news, new data says the average house asking price reached £1/3 this month. And demand is massively exceeding supply in the housing market. NTD's Patrick Hayden has more on this story.
New data says the average price tag on a British home is more than £150,000. Property website Rightmove says so far this month asking prices are just under £334,000. That's an average increase of about £5,800 from April. That's a 1.8% jump. We spoke to one property expert who says there is a chronic lack of supply and it's pushing prices up.
People are reluctant to put their houses on the market unless they've got somewhere to move to. We have this, let's call it an urban exodus, where people are seeking to move out of more crowded areas, more rural areas where they perceive the quality of life will be better for them and their family.
Hayward says the main house builders in the UK won't be rushing to meet the current level of demand either.
We know already there are 1.1 million planning consents that have not yet been activated. So that it's not to say there isn't land there with consent. It is there, but the house builder is for profit, so they won't want to flood the market with houses.
He says with the stamp duty holiday ending in June, there will be an ease in supply and demand. Demand is currently massively exceeding supply, and that's even more so in the north. By contrast, asking prices in London are at a virtual standstill. But buyers, particularly international ones, are still being drawn to the capital.
We are already seeing signs of foreign investment, particularly from places like Hong Kong, where people are seeking to buy a permanent home over here rather than investment. And I think as the pound remains weak, we'll still see overseas investors seeking to purchase in London.
Rightmove's Director of Property Data says London prices are still on average 2.9 times higher than in the north, but that ratio is at its lowest since 2013. Hayward says the government is in favour of home ownership, and going forward they will do all they can to promote it rather than the renting sector. Patrick Hayden, NTD News, London.